the hematology departments in most hospitals have a microscope like this, but in general the analysis is done very quickly and the client isn't sitting right there looking at it, and they're really not getting the results. So what happened was a lot of nutritionists decided, well, this is a good way to see if a supplement is really working in the body and what it's doing. Is the supplement decreasing the amount of plaque in the blood? Is the supplement showing that the parasites have been killed, right? So we see something and then we see a change in the blood. So we can really monitor the effectiveness of a supplement. And that's why the name is nutritional blood microscopy. We can see how well nutrients are getting absorbed. And nutrient absorption is really all based on digestion. So digestion, metabolism, and elimination, these are three very, very important processes that must occur, right, in order to maintain good health, which begins with nutrient absorption. But before absorption, there must be digestion. So with this technique, we can see how well an individual is digesting proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. In fact, it is considered just an analysis technique. And if it's taken a step further than what's normally done in a hematology laboratory, the client gets a deluge of very useful information, including images if they want. You could see individual red cells and white cells and cholesterol crystals and uric acid crystals, and you can even see the different shapes of the red blood cells and the ones that are deformed and damaged. I mean, I record the images for clients, and then you can actually see, well, that's what plaque looks like. Well, that's what a parasite looks like. Well, that's what a damaged red cell looks like. Even if you're dehydrated, the red cells will form something called echinocytes, which is a red cell, and you can see these spikes on the cell, which indicates dehydration. And those cells form when the red cells pass through the kidneys and there's not enough fluid. So you can really see what's going on in the body. It's almost analogous to looking at the oil in a car, right, to determine what's going on in the engine. Typical blood analysis involves a venous blood draw, which is a blood draw from the veins. And that sample is introduced through various instruments. It's all done automatically. And what you're provided is numbers. You're provided red blood cell count, white blood cell count, the amount of cholesterol in the blood, the type of cholesterol in the blood. You're provided numbers. There's nothing visual. You're provided analytical data, just numbers. And it's very useful information. What happens, though, is the patient or client is provided a range of numbers to determine if they're within this range. And if they're out of the range, it's considered a red flag, and whoever did the analysis usually talks to the patient about it. And if everything's in a range, usually you don't hear anything, right? You're just given this range. If you're in the range, you're fine. Well, this goes many steps further, because there are features that cannot be determined through these analytical techniques in a standard blood analysis that become very visual using this analysis. So a standard technique would tell you if you have uric acid in your blood, but you don't know if they're crystallized or not. With this, you would know. The other technique would tell you if there's cholesterol in your blood and how much there is, but it doesn't tell you whether that cholesterol is being metabolized or if it's being oxidized and forming crystals. Crystals are very dangerous in the blood, right? So you can see whether you're forming crystals or if you're actually utilizing this product. So it goes beyond a number. The big difference here is this is using what's called a blood stick, which is one drop of blood, typically from the fingertip, as opposed to a venal draw or a draw of half a pint of blood through the veins. So it's a lot more detailed, and it becomes visual. Instead of numbers, we see what's going on.